A shorter slate in the NBA on this Thursday, a quadruple header, but only 4 games around the association. But some marquee matchups, including the most historic rivalry in all of the sport. The Celtics and the Lakers tonight in Boston inside TD Garden. The C's booked as an 11.5-point favorite at home inside TD Garden against the Lakers. The market moving toward Boston's side. We will see who is available for LA. Anthony Davis missed the first game of this week for LA in Atlanta just a few nights ago. The Lakers did not cover against the worst covered team in the association, the Hawks. Boston has been the best at home this year, the best record in the NBA overall, and inside their own home arena. 22-2 straight up, booked as a favorite in every game, 13-11 against the spread, but this is a double-digit number. Can the Lakers keep it closer than the odds expect tonight in Beantown?
I think they do. Is there a chance for an upset? Possibly, but we know how good the Boston Celtics have been at home. But again, last couple games at home, 2 losses there, also a win. I believe that win might have been, it was the Pelicans that beat them. I can't remember the last game that they actually won there for Boston, but closer than the experts predicted, which I do think if it's a double-digit line here, I'm going to take the Lakers. And point case, we know LeBron James will play this game tonight. Anthony Davis listed as an anticipated starting lineup component here because he sat the past game out on that back-to-back, which they got hammered by Atlanta. It's a pretty big week here coming up for the NBA. As we know that trade deadline is coming closer and closer, with LeBron tweeting out, cryptic little hourglasses, and what that actually means probably means the time is growing short for the Lakers to make a move if they want to be a true playoff contender. I'll take the Lakers getting double digits in Boston tonight.
The other LA team went into Boston last week, the Clippers, and pulled the upset over the Celtics. The Celtics then have won their last 2 home games here against both the New Orleans Pelicans and the Indiana Pacers, but did not cover as near a 7.5-point, 8-point favorite in both of those games. What is interesting, again, 7.5, 8 points against New Orleans and Indiana, who at this moment, I am pretty sure both the Pels and the Pacers have a better record than that of the Lakers. And yes, both of them do. But if LeBron James and Anthony Davis are playing and it's 11.5 points, that would seem to be a little bit large. 9-11 against the spread for the Lakers as an underdog this year. 6 outright victories in those 9 covers. This continues the Grammy road trip for the Lakers as the Grammys are this weekend in Los Angeles. LeBron tonight, 24.5 is the points prop. Jason Tatum on the other side, 27.5, the number there. If you believe the Lakers are going to keep this game closer than an 11.5-point spread and cover that margin, how good do AD and LeBron have to be tonight in Boston?
They got to be really good. And you're talking about one of those where combined 60 points between them. One guy gets 35, the other guy gets at least 25 points, and playing a lot of minutes out here. Both LeBron and AD are going to be out there for 35-plus minutes. And quite frankly, that doesn't even guarantee a victory. That just keeps you maybe in the ball game here as you move forward. Those are the Lakers' issues, but I expect a strong effort tonight out of the Lakers, meaning both of their 2 superstars will be in the lineup and active, playing 30-plus minutes tonight, and they should get the cover. But again, if you tell me hey, Boston's going to play all their starters, they're going to win. The Lakers, they're going to play all their starters. I don't know. I hope they keep it close. It's a stark contrast between both of these teams. One probably the best in the NBA, and one with some superstars going man, we just can't get it together.
Yeah, it will be an interesting time for LA. The Lakers now a game below 500, 24-25. Trade deadline exactly 1 week from today, or maybe even less than that. Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday. Or is it Thursday?
I believe it's Tuesday.
We'll get some notices on.
I'm thinking Tuesday.
I think it's Tuesday. Listen, the reason I ask, and I'm not in the know, is because we're pro football guys next week out in Las Vegas. We're not worried about the NBA trade deadline. If anything happens, if DeJounte Murray goes somewhere, you'll see something pre-recorded from Kevin Walsh.
Let me ask you a question.
Right, as we keep it going, please. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question about this, and I don't want to hijack it, but let's just say we're out in Las Vegas. We're having a grand old time out there, and breaking news comes on the set that it's the NBA, and you see Kevin there about to burst in his chair because he has to get it out. Can we remove him from the telecast so we can have a nice professional conversation about the Super Bowl? That's my question.
I mean, it's going to be tough, right? We have already put into motion our restrictions. We are on Pro Football Today, live from Las Vegas. Our focus is pro football, the National Football League in the final game of the 2023 game. Stop laughing already. I know you're already having to.
If LeBron James, Ben, gets moved at the deadline and we watch Kevin squirming around where he can't release that information, that might be worth the wait of us going out to Las Vegas just to see that scene. It would be tremendous.
Of all the
LeBron James just got
reference.
Traded. And he's just like in his chair and he's just like, hey, Kev, what do you got here? What do you got? I can't just deal with this right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I picture.
Yeah.
That's what I picture.
Yeah. Again, we'll hold that fort down. We'll focus on the Super Bowl and give him some time to decompress and digest such that bit of news. 2 years ago, there was a blockbuster trade that sent DeMontis Sabonis from Indiana to Sacramento and Tyrese Halliburton back to the Pacers. And Donnie's reaction to it was very, very good. Tonight, Tyrese Halliburton in the lineup for Indiana as the Pacers are on the road inside Madison Square Garden against the hottest team in the NBA. That would be the New York Knicks. New York has won 8 straight games in the month of January, as you saw earlier, 14-2. They have covered in 13 of the 14 wins. 14 of those 16 games stayed under. But Tyrese Halliburton is back in his first game since January 19th, which was his first game since January 8th. The Indiana Pacers played to an over 236, the total tonight. What wins out inside the Garden? Offense or defense?
I think the offense wins out tonight, and I'll take the over 236 here. And I do see in the anticipated starting lineup for the Knicks, OG Anunoby could be making a return back to the court tonight, as well as obviously Jalen Brunson playing, and Dante DiVincenzo maybe playing the best basketball of his career right now because they're allowing him to play 35-plus minutes on a night-to-night basis with some of these guys out of the starting lineup. But also, 14-2 run here is incredible. The Knicks are tremendous, but also this price point tells me the Indiana Pacers certainly going to be live in this basketball game. I'll go over and I'll go Indiana with the 3.5 points tonight.
I think it's a natural correlation right there to go over and look at the Pacers. Indiana, one of the best underdog teams in the NBA, 17-10-2 against the number. One of 2 teams alongside Oklahoma City that has a winning record outright as an underdog, 15-4, the mark for the Pacers. When you look at New York, though, again, they've covered in 13 of their 14 wins in January. Now the first day, of course, of February. And when you look at what New York has done as a favorite, 20-9 against the spread, one of the best cover teams in the NBA, booked as a favorite. The Cleveland Cavaliers last night did win at home against the Detroit Pistons by 7, 128-121. But the Pistons have been covering a ton as of late. Now in 8 of their last 9, despite the fact they lost last night in the land. Cleveland on the road, an 8-point favorite tonight in the Grind City. Second leg of a back-to-back, changing venue against a Grizzlies team, of course, that is without Ja Morant and Desmond Bane and anybody else that really kind of factors in to what they do. Marcus Smart, I think, is still not back for the Grizzlies. Can the Cavs cover as an 8-point road favorite, second leg of a change of venue back-to-back?
I think I want to take the Cavaliers. Like, you look at, let's just say the starters come to play, right? Garland, Mitchell, Strus, Mobley, and Allen. Say, you know what? That's a formidable lineup that's capable of playing really good basketball, even on a back-to-back. I flip it over and take a look at the Memphis Grizzlies here. Scottie Pippen Jr., Vince Williams, Santi Aldama, Jaren Jackson, and Xavier Tillman Sr. is the starting lineup tonight. I got no choice but to go with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
So let me just say this. Memphis has covered in 5 straight games. We got the news on January 8th that Ja Morant would be out for the remainder of the season. In the games since that point, they have covered in 7 of 11 as well, under in 4 of the last 5. I actually kind of like the Grizz here, getting 8 at home against a Cleveland team on the second leg of a change of venue back-to-back. Tonight in Salt Lake, the Philadelphia 76ers, a 5-point road underdog against the Utah Jazz. Total 238.5. Of course, it is the story that we have discussed for a good part of the early line on this Thursday, the 65-game minimum, what it has done to the NBA MVP race, and the lack of Joel Embiid on the odds board any longer. We're not expecting to see Joel Embiid, and we have not seen Tyrese Maxey for the last 4 consecutive games. It's why Philly is a 5-point dog tonight in Utah.
Yeah, and rightfully so. But also, sooner or later, the Philadelphia 76ers, they still got the semblance of a very good basketball team, even without Joel Embiid. So I do see Maxey anticipating coming back to the starting lineup, which gives you Oubre, Harris, Batum, and Reed. And by the way, Paul Reed has had some big nights here with Joel Embiid out. I'm actually going to take the Philadelphia 76ers. I'll go contrarian without Embiid, and I'll take the points against Utah.
The Sixers are 5-6 against the number as an underdog this year, just 2 outright wins. The Jazz have not often been booked as a favorite, but when they have, they've been very good. 9-3 against the spread. If you see Utah laying points, it might be for a reason.